everyone, Joe here from ActionX. Welcome to What's in the Tuber. Welcome back. If this is your fifth, we're fifth. Fifth season 6 episode review for The Rookie. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying safe out there in the bigger world today. Honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I ate lasagna and I'm very sleepy. I don't know. I just got I felt it halfway through the episode and I'm just like, why am I so sleepy? Oh, okay. Well, I traveled 4 hours for work, back and forth total, not like per way, and then did a whole shift. Then I came back here, I showered, I ate, and then I had to. I was literally like 4 minutes off from missing the episode. And the thing is, nowadays with my current TV setup, I do not have DVR. So if I miss the episode, if I miss a part of it, like I'll be fine if I miss like the opening, which I thankfully didn't this week because just the way it was handled. And then, I would have had to be like, damn, I have to delay the episode review till tomorrow until it's on Hulu. So, which also, The Rookie is on Disney Plus because the Hulu app is now integrated into Disney Plus, which is interesting. It's kind of funny how, like, now we used to have a ton of streaming platforms and now there's partnerships and, ways to, like, get it in on the ground level. And now you can stream Hulu shows on Disney Plus. If you have Disney Plus, I have both. So that's kind of redundant in my books. But and they played the commercial where, like, it's Meredith Grey, someone from 911. From another show, and Nathan Fillion, which I'm like, that was great. That was honestly a really good commercial. I'm like, I honestly thought it was one of those like weird like lookalikes type of thing, but no, it was the actual actor. So I was really happy about that. But all that aside, going to this week's episode, I was actually very much intrigued to how much setup this was. This definitely was kind of like the beginning of new story arcs for certain characters. It definitely still feels like, what we were doing before, but it is also the same time period that, there were some things we got teased about earlier in the year. Again, it has felt like a lot has happened, but we're only in the 5th episode. So I'm like, I think maybe my sense of time is wrong, really. And I'm like, just damn, like, we're still like, kind of like Selena's not even in her short sleeves yet. That's how long it's been. Like season 5 for its entirety, and so for the first 5 episodes of season 8, they're still in Selena's first half of her rookie year. They're really stretching this out. They really are so. Which again, I have no real complaints. It's still kind of funny to me about all that. But anyway, with this week's episode, I found it was very well done. To a certain extent, I definitely do believe that they kind of felt this was set up for a way. There still was the crime of the week where, it was like one and done. And they obviously were setting up other things, whether it's another like serious encounter or something, for the characters to deal with. But it definitely kind of feels like there was a purposeful withdrawal where like, I don't know, maybe it was like the way the episode was pitched or structured that like, I felt like something was missing. I felt like, one thing or another was, it was kind of like something was not lacking per se. It just felt like some things were kind of like being saved over for like a bigger impact in next week or down the road. Who the heck knows how that's all going to line up to be, especially with a couple of surprises. Like even one that I was like guaranteed like, holy shit. It's I haven't had a holy shit moment in so long, because it's been a while. The Rookie's kind of like just been not stagnant with its guest stars, but it's kind of been like, just kind of, been like slow burning, just kind of like, not doing so much on like the whole big guest star. We got a pretty big cast already. We don't need like a special guest star each and every week. That was like during season 2, 3, and even 4. That time period was like, oh man, well, that was such a great time for me as a person. But with that being said, let's go for the Butcher recap and talk about this week's episode of The Rookie. So we began. Nolan and Selena have been assigned night shifts because Nolan actually did not earn PTO, which I'm like, you assume a man who has, worked at the LAPD for now 3 to 4 years. Like, maybe the first year you don't get PTO, but like by the second, third, fourth year, like you're telling me you had no PTO, that you had to start barring for. Again, I have no idea how long Nolan's honeymoon is. We literally had like that weird break period, so maybe it was a much longer one. Who the heck really knows? But the fact that no one had to beg people to like, oh, can you please work this shift for me, and I'll work this shift for you, and apparently it was just all consecutive double shifts plus night shifts. And since Selena's hurt is his rookie, she's kind of tagged along with it because I'm like, well, honestly, it's kind of a rude punishment because technically that was Nolan's PTO, but like, I guess that's just the caveat of being a TO to someone. It's either you're all in this together or you're not. So I find that willingly. It's been a while since we had like a night shift, like, moment. I believe so. I mean, I'm not really sure. I haven't kept track. A lot has happened. I'm derailing here, but like Selena's even sleep deprived like I am kind of right now. And she's like, okay, I'm pretty sure I didn't forget anything because like, they're about to head up into the station for a few hours before they get back out there. And she's like, I don't think I forgot anything specifically. And then Nolan's like, you got a suspect in the back of our car. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, you're right. Like you get so tired and you forget a whole damn human being's existence. It's like, oh man, that's just how tired you get. Chen is preparing a very lovely date night with Bradford, who brings beer and a gift. The walkie-talkie that took most of Chen's bullet from last week's episode. It's a very nice gesture, something, only Tim Bradford would understand, because now he's a more sophisticated boyfriend. He is one to get gifts, because before he didn't really care about that. He used to get forced to get gifts, but it's Chen, so he had to do something a little bit out of the box for once in his damn life. Chen is making paella, which I'm like, hey, I appreciate the respect to that. Paella is very delicious. I haven't had paella in a while. I think the last time I had like a proper paella was probably when I was in Dominican Republic, like 10 years ago. Like my last tropical vacation, like going to a destination, going to an all-you-can-go resort, it's been a decade. I'm overdue for one. Especially how like the last couple of years of one in my life, like I need a tropical vacation. It's been so long. But maybe this year, maybe next year, who the hell knows? I got enough things on the brain right now. But yeah, so they're about to get in. Tamara happens to show up, which I'm like, we haven't seen her in a while. It's like been over a year since we've seen this character. And people were like, I saw on Twitter, where's Tamara? Like, I thought she was going to be in the show. I'm like, guys, relax. I mean, she's not a main. She's not even recurring. She's a guest star. She shows up whenever the writers feel like writing her into the storyline. So slow your horses. So they're about to get into it, into a little date now, but then Bradford gets a very mysterious call. He picks it up. Not too much detail. He's like, okay, I gotta go. I don't got time to explain. I gotta bounce. Which I'm like, okay, number one guesstimation, people just assume when this happens, he's cheating on Chen, which I'm like, no, absolutely not a thing. But no, it is a very intriguing thing that, like, one thing that we haven't really got to, like, I feel like all the characters had some, like, level of, like, and that's when you get to, like, multiple seasons of an ensemble, and you're still keeping that same ensemble. I mentioned before in the beginning of this season review season that the Rookie is, I think, one of those rare shows that somehow still keeps those ensemble casts going for such a long time, especially when you're doing an hour-long drama. Like, for... by this point, like in season 4 or 5, we would have anticipated even more people. Like, I wouldn't have been surprised if it would have been Nolan, maybe Chen, Bradford, and even Gray left. Like, everyone else could have already left, but they're still here. So what that comes is a responsibility to build out more backstory. And Tim is, I think, exceedingly so, because we've only got small tidbits of his life before. We knew about everything with his ex-wife. That was a whole season and a half of dealing with that emotional baggage. And then everything in the present, then figuring out more stuff about his dad. And even like getting to see his sister last year. We haven't got much about, he's a very reserved person. He's been very much like, here's the character, that's it. We're just going to watch him grow from there. That's kind of like just been the angle of that. And now we're presented with something a little different where Bradford heads up one of the neighborhoods of California. I don't know where, don't ask me. And he meets up with an old army buddy of his, they're his old troop. Apparently something happened back in the day when they were in service, that a traumatic incident happened and majority of their squadron was killed during I forget what the terminology is. I forget what the term is. It's basically what, like, they are firing all the missiles into like a specific area, and the person who called that an airstrike, was not correct. That was the wrong move to make, and he most likely did it on purpose for his own malicious reasons. And they presume he died there. They had his tags, they had everything. But the number one thing you have to learn in any TV show, even if it's just exposition, right? You don't believe the person's dead until you see a body, until you see a lifeless corpse, whether it is just barely dead or burned to smithereens. You need that confirmed. Hey, this is the person. They're done. They ain't coming back. It's just what you gotta see. You gotta see that, even when you're writing off a character, like, I don't believe anything till I need to see the actors, like, a back actor. I remember that for Victorious, not Victorious, Sam and Cat, where they're like, yes, there are actors who are specifically designed to just play the real actor from behind. So it's not the real actor. We didn't afford them to be here. They're not there. It's just that they're back actors. And I'm like, okay, whatever the case might be. So the guy died, and these two are the last lone survivors of that squadron. They kind of just, like, obviously mourning, had their period of grieving, and they both agree if somehow this guy was still alive, we're going to kill him. That's what we agreed upon. But of course, obviously, the likelihood of, like, what are the odds, like, someone coming back from the dead? And I'm like, ironically, this is like a very similar deja vu thing, because I reviewed Walker last year, and this was kind of like the same MO. So I'm like, yeah, I was like, I've seen this before. I see where this can go. And the person, the asshole that they promised to kill, is none other than a character I already forgot his name for, but it's the actor, David Dashma. I can't pronounce his name. I do apologize. He's got a long ass complicated name on purpose, okay? I know most last names are not supposed to be easy. They're supposed to be unique, like very specific for this family clan. I do understand that, but I can't pronounce his last name. But you have seen him in the Suicide Squad. He was in that one. He was in The Flash. He was also in Gotham. He's been in a lot of TV shows. He's been in a lot of places. I haven't seen him in a little bit. I haven't. So it was very nice to see him again. I'm not solely like Nathan Fillion had anything to do with this. Similar to Michael Rooker last year. I'm like, I don't know. That gun click, that like the little crew of that little team of like James Gunn's actors he casually reuses throughout all his movies. I wouldn't be surprised if Nathan Fillion's kind of like, hey, I got a TV show over here. You want a job for like a couple days? Come over here. I got you. I got the hookup for you. So they're staking out for him. They've heard rumors. They heard like legends that like this guy's still alive somewhere, kicking around the world. However, they obviously didn't keep up with it because both of them had like, they crafted new lies for each other, so it wasn't like they were dedicating like day and night to find this guy's body. So here they are now, just staking out the place that is his mom's place, and that would be the only logistical place you can go to right now, of a recent sighting. So again, we'll see how that all heads up. And Bradford can't tell Chen because just the fact that he kind of knows, like, I honestly didn't, I'll be completely honest with you, I didn't pay attention too much to the fine details to why Bradford can't, like, obviously it's like a risky thing, like, this guy's dangerous, he's killed, like, most of his own, like, people that he should be considered brothers, so, like, a total stranger doesn't really, like, it won't cross his mind of, like, yeah, go ahead, die. And the other reason that, just how that day went was not 100% right. So if Bradford gets involved in a legal way without the proper orders, without the proper paperwork, this could also have a negative backlash on Bradford himself. So he has to be very careful here to how he wants to like progress through all this. He has to be very careful about that. I'm just making sure, is my microphone working? My microphone is working. I just want to double check. Then we head back over to Aaron, who is enjoying a little solo night out. He's got no friends that we know about. He's got no girlfriend. We know that already. So he decides to go. You know what? More power to him. More power to him. Like having like a nice night, just being yourself, seeing what's out there, just trying to like stay out of the house. And he runs into his therapist, his very attractive therapist, and he's already acknowledged as very attractive. So she's there because she sadly got stood up on a date, so she's here single, not ready to mingle. And Aaron's like, you know what? You came all this way here. Let me at least buy you a drink. So he buys her a drink. They have a little fun, little like conversation. Obviously it's getting a little bit too like, yeah, we're really like bordering like whole like you're the patient and I'm the therapist. We should really like not engage each other any further than this. Which I'm like, I've seen this before. It's like not trying to say it's a cliche TV trope. I literally seen this before in How I Met Your Mother. So I'm not gonna like call tooth and nail with that one over here. But yeah. So from then they Erin graciously drives her home. She leaves behind her jacket by accident or on purpose. Who the heck really knows? And then across the way, Nolan and Juarez respond to a gunshot incident. Bailey is again conveniently working the night shift alongside Nolan. Again, was it on purpose? Was it really? I don't know really. Your guess is as good as mine with that one. They head into the house. They look into it. The whole family's dead. Like everyone's dead. Parents, children, grandma. They all dead. They all gone. Sadly. Juarez goes into the back room. She does find one of the members still holding on. They're still alive. Nolan goes in. He calls it in like the house should be cleared. Bailey and her first responders show up as well to like take care of the person. They hear something in the closet, and Juarez immediately going for the woman does not check the closet before securing the area. They go in. Thankfully, it's just a little girl who is very unknowingly in the middle of this entire crime scene, and Nolan being the father he is just casually picks her up. It's like, hey, how you doing? Don't look, just look away. Just look away. Don't worry about anything of the sort. We catch into the hospital. The mom's in surgery. The entire family's dead. The little girl is perfectly fine. It's very unlikely she did see anything, but she is just like kind of just doing her own thing in the corner, playing with her little tiger toy. Gray shows back in, just wants to get make sure everything's fine. Get an update from Nolan and Juarez that, hey, look, just keep an eye on this. Whoever did this, to kill a whole family is not someone to be trifled with. Definitely, we're gonna look into this a little bit more. So, once we get back into it, but right now, just focus on making sure the mom is okay, making sure the kids are right, and then we'll take the next steps from there. To figure out what is next for this little girl. I'm trying to remember if there's any more nighttime moments. Chen is like being a very concerned girlfriend, just waiting for the call from Tim to verify that, like, hey, no, I'm all right. I'm just got to do this thing. Like, no call comes. Bradford is aware the call comes, but he just can't answer the phone. He's still continuing his stakeout with his army buddy. They wait until the wee morning hours. They get some movement. They decide, screw it, we're gonna go in. It doesn't hurt anything to see if there is anything here or not. The mom is on I forgot the terminology. She's on life support basically. She's on with that the breathing apparatus up her nose. Bradford uses the bathroom excuse to take a look around, see if he can find anything. He does find a jacket there with some stuff in there. So just like, okay, well, doesn't hurt to roofie around a little bit, looking around, and there he is, the man who thought he was dead to still be alive, and he's like even still like, no, yeah, I'm a dead man, legally I'm dead. So I'm like, what do you expect from me? It's good to see you guys again, but I'm kind of here kicking. The main reason why he's still here is because his mom is on death's door. She's maybe any day from now, like, croaking. And he's there to collect the life insurance. Like, once the life insurance is collected, he's back on his way. That's going to fund his whatever the hell he's doing next. And, the fact is, again, whatever Bradford and his army buddy did back in the day is going to reopen some wounds if they decide to pursue this officially. Because right now, technically, he's dead. So, technically, for the rest of the world, this isn't a problem to be existing. So, Bradford and the army buddy has no choice but to leave. To head off their merry way. The other guy kind of trolling them, like, yeah, you know what? I can say whatever I want. You guys ain't gonna do shit to me. So I'm gonna just keep doing what I'm doing. The other guy kind of rails into Bradford, where saying that he's right there. We could just kill him. No one would be looking for him. We just kill him, bury the body, and that's it. We all move on with our life, which I'm like, bro, that's never how it works. Like, never how it works, mind you. Never. First of all, Bradford's not the type of guy to be doing that sort of shady thing, especially now, because again, he even tells him, we have lives, we have new lives. You're a dad, I'm a cop with with something to lose, like, this is not worth it. And obviously, when you make that promise, is a different sort. And then, like, your priorities change, your reality changes, your circumstances change. And then, like, obviously Bradford's trying to meet halfway. We're like, I do get where you're coming from. At the same time, I can't risk it right now. When my position, I can't. There's nothing I can do. And the guy just arguably says, okay, we won't do anything. But if this guy does anything bad to anyone, that's on you. That's your problem, not mine. Which I'm like, well, dude, you don't need Bradford. If you were in the Army, you could perfectly take out this guy yourself. Why do you need Bradford for? I'm just saying. Where do we go from here? Yeah, I think we clock it to the next morning. Yeah, no. Yeah, we're at the hospital. Nolan and Bailey just having nothing else to do. Just looks beyond at the child, who is very adorable, very cute. Nolan's dad instincts reactivate again. And Gray's wife comes in and says, yeah, well, right now the mom's in critical care, so technically the daughter can't be here unsupervised, and there's no other immediate family member that we're contacting right now at the moment, so we have no choice but to put her into like a child shelter until, like, we can get someone to come pick her up, which could take days, could take weeks, could take months by that point. And Nolan and Bailey both agreed, like, yeah, we can't. Shelter's not good for them. Shelter's like definitely not something that is safe for her. Definitely speaking, it's like any shelter, like they've taken everyone, but at the same time, like those are really just not the right places for a kid of any age to be in that environment for. So they agree to take her in for, at least for a couple days. Make sure, like, still give CPS an opportunity to go find the real family members that could take her in. And they decided to do so, and it's kind of weird again to see Nolan and Damo. We never properly saw that. We've seen it with Henry, but not really like with a toddler, mind you. We just haven't seen it yet. And they're both like warming up to the idea, like, okay, we're just gonna get this, and that. Like, bro, you're only taking care of the person for a couple days, and maybe I'm speaking so unlikely because, like, yeah, when you have a child, when you have like an infant, like, you definitely need to make sure that the environment that they're being raised in is something that is very safe, that they cannot get hurt in a very regular fashion. So I do understand their concern. It's just like, damn, they're just really like, they just went from parent mode to like single mode, like 1, 2, 3. So I find that to be funny as hell. Then I want to say we get back to the station. Lucy and Aaron finally clock in for duty. Aaron just making a point, yeah, you know what, during our shift today, we should, head around to my therapist. She needs the jacket, seems like one of her favorites, which I'm like, you're reaching, man. You're reaching too far. Like, like, again, like, if this woman wanted to do you, she would have done you last night. Okay, I'm going too far again. I'm really, I still got Walker on the brain from yesterday. I want to say from that point, yeah, so they head back on the streets. They immediately go meet the therapist. Smithy is there because apparently the therapist's office got good snacks, which I'm like, damn. I feel you, Smithy. I feel you. I would go somewhere if I get free good snacks. I would too. He gives us the jacket, but they ain't nothing. There's no like lingering. There's no connection. It's just like, okay, you didn't really have to give it to me now. Like, our next session would have been in a couple days. I could have just survived till then. Which I'm like, yeah, that's right. Damn, Aaron, damn. They're so good looking, so muscular, so much forward potential. And you just striking out lately, man. You're striking out lately. Bradford, no, yeah, we're not quite there yet. Are we anywhere close? Yeah, no, yeah. So Lopez and Harper taking over on the investigation side. The family has had some history with narcotics, in terms of selling them in the past. But once they had their baby, things changed a little bit. They started kind of being on the straight and narrow. So no real issues out of that front, to be honest with you on it. Meanwhile, back over, Nolan and Bailey are settling into like temporary parenthood just quite right here. Just how, just easily slide in, just this kid feels right at home a little bit. It's kind of like giving like those, those signs of fate, just kind of like, to like, give it an opportunity. But sadly, Gray's wife shows up and tells them the news that as of right now, there is still no one in the nearby vicinity that could take the child in. So there's a possibility that we might have to put her with a temporary foster home until we can find someone from the great beyond that is willing to take her in. And obviously, Nolan's like, well, hold on, we could just keep her here as the temporary foster place until she finds her real home again. And Bailey's like, nah, let's not do that. And honestly, this was a question because, like, remember back in season 2, Nolan specifically told his girlfriend at the time that he did not want to pursue that relationship further because he just doesn't want to have kids at the moment. He was in the beginning of his new beginning, and that he didn't want to be kind of derailed and kind of like settled down and get shackled into that career again, you know, for a child. So he kept it there, and you know, him and Bailey never talked about it on camera, not having kids. And apparently, the reason why she never wanted to have kids, it's not because she's a bad mom, but she just doesn't want to have kids. Because when she was a teenager, she had to babysit someone, and she, you know, let them go from their side for a couple seconds, and that person went into the pool. He didn't die, thankfully, but it still kind of left a bad mark on Bailey. That, like, I had one opportunity to take care of one child, and they nearly died. They nearly drowned. And so how can I trust myself now to, like, you know, be a mom to someone, you know? But no one's like, you got this, you know, we got this. But if you don't want to do it, that's perfectly fine. We'll just vacate our roles, let the new family take over, and you know, we're done. We, you know, like, little to no attachment. But Bailey's like, wait, no, I still want to do this. I still want to give this a chance. So let's do this. Let's actually do this for a while. Then suddenly Nolan gets a call from our dear friend Wesley to tell our other dear friend Oscar, yeah, we're not done with that. We're not done with that storyline yet. Which I'm like, really? I thought it was just like one of those like weird buffers that just kind of get Oscar in the episode for the 100. I'm like, I did not expect that to be a real case. But I'm like, nah, it's still a real case. We still got to get back to it. Nolan's gonna leave his wife and a temporary new child away. Which I'm like, this is great to see. This is great to witness. Nolan's off duty right now. Same with Juarez. So I think we cut back to. I know there's a scene with Harper and Lopez where they're looking into it, like, you know, everything seems to be fine. Everyone just said, yeah, they were great neighbors, no issues. The only thing is that there was another room in the back that had a different sort of like atmosphere from the rest of the house. So could be quite possible that whoever lived in that house may have also kind of gone their way with the family. So they call him in, and he just seems like a regular average person. He does admit, yeah, sometimes, you know, I work far away, and sometimes if it's late at night, I just stay over, I pay a little rent, and then, you know, that's about it. That's really about it. So the reason why this all happened was because, so the guy won the lottery. Okay, when I say win the lottery, he didn't win like a jackpot or anything. He just won 15 grand. And then someone that was apparently close to them got mad because, like, you know, you owe me money, or like, you don't deserve this money, and he just killed him, which I'm like, bro, you killed 3-4 family members for a fucking 15K lottery ticket? You weird. You just, I just know. No. That's a no for me. Really is so. So they gotta leave there, so they gotta go find this dude and, you know, figure out where the hell he's being shackled up at. Nolan is still being berated by Wesley's ex-fiance about the whole, you know, Oscar scenario, which I'm like, damn, this woman is fucking cutthroat. I apologize for my language. She is freaking cutthroat. Where, like, she's literally using an out of context text message for her case, which I'm like, okay, yes, technically that could lead somewhere, but come on, that's just completely taken out of context. It's, you know, I would say an example, but I'm not giving anyone any ammunition to work with. I got like 500 other episodes of the show. You can use that against me, but because I forgot, like, I don't remember what I said on episode 237 when we're on 571. Like, no, we're not doing that here. Okay, so where was I on that train from? Where was I? I know Bailey has a scare with the child. She runs away into the closet, gets her closet, the happy place, the safe, warm place, and Bailey just having like a panic attack again of, like, you know, like, is this happening again? Am I losing them? And I'm like, I get that's kind of ironic to have this moment again. But, you know, it does kind of calm Bailey down once she does find her. It's like, okay, it's not as bad. It's not as bad as I was thinking. Not as bad at all. Bradford eventually comes over to Chen. Chen just gets mad at him. We're like, I waited 36 hours for you. I waited all of this time for no response, no text, no call, nothing. And Bradford just says, yeah, I can't tell you what it is because I don't want to put your life in jeopardy. And she's like, I am your partner. I am your girlfriend. You need to be telling me this sort of thing. And if you're not here to tell me that, then you should go. Bradford sadly goes. And I'm like, you are a dumbass. You really, really are. But, you know, C'est la vie. Men have, stupid moments sometimes. This is one of Bradford's rare stupid moments. So he has to leave. We cut over to the next day. Nolan is caught off guard by Chen. Chen just asks him, hey, is there any way you can go talk to Bradford, see what's going on? Which I'm like, Chen, in what universe would Bradford trust Nolan with the information that you, his girlfriend, was not privy to? It's not a matter of like, because Nolan's a man and you're his partner, like that doesn't work. This is Bradford we're talking about. None of that cares to him. Like, you would be the first to know. You would be the first to know. And if you're not the first to know, it definitely is a no. I'm just being completely honest with there. Nolan can call over Juarez. They got to lead on the guy that's supposed to kill them. So they all gear up. They head over to the guy's house. Well, his girlfriend's house that he might be there for. So the woman literally puts up like a sign like, he is not here, which I'm like, bro, you literally do not write a sign like that. Like, it's literally like, no, he's here. Come over here. Like, nah. No, that's not how I'm going to work it. Not gonna how it's going to work in that front. They try taking the more casual approach, trying to get in there naturally, but the guy makes a wrong misstep and, makes a fuller creek, and I'm like, okay, yeah, we're definitely going into this play. He starts shooting them all up when I got very powerful, like a really big impact range. They both sides throw in tear gas, Nolan and Juarez from the back, Lopez and Harper from the front, so they can infiltrate. A couple close shots, but thankfully Nolan manages to shotgun him in the knee, which I'm like, yeah, that ain't gonna recover. That I'm just being completely honest with you. I ain't gonna recover. So, but they managed to get the guy, avenge the family, which I'm like, again, bro, a life is valuable. It has no finite value. You cannot compare a monetary value to it. You just can't. For $15K, now you were a fucking idiot. You deserve to lose your ability to walk. That's just my personal preference. I want to say after that. Yeah. Aaron goes back to the therapist, kind of tries to clear the air up a little bit, apologizing for their recent actions, and and Aaron just saying, hey, look, I know there's maybe some undeniable physical chemistry between it, and the woman literally said, okay, wait, hold on, I have no physical chemistry towards you. I don't find you attractive, and I'm just like, damn, Aaron is 2 for 2. Like he just cannot catch a break. Like, damn, this man just getting rejected left and right, and he's like, okay, well, I'll see you next week. And she does. But however, the catch is that it was on camera. So maybe she was just doing it for the presentation. Who really knows? So yeah, I think from there, I want to say, yeah, Chen's still at the apartment with Tamara. Just kind of like, I'm trying to be a good supportive girlfriend. I trusted my man. I'm going to let him do his thing. And I will be here. And then when he is ready to tell me what's going on, I will be here for him. However long that ends up being. And Tamara's is being the supportive, little sister that she kind of is to Chen, which I'm like, I forgot about their banter. I really do. Definitely they should write Tamara into more stuff, right? To be honest with you, they really should. We cut back over to Nolan and Bailey, who's kind of settled into parenthood. They kind of settled in a little bit. Nolan's kind of sliding back into this dad role. Bailey's just kind of like, yeah, being a mom it doesn't feel that bad. I could definitely be this full time. And she talks about that to Nolan. What if we just take her in permanently as a foster parent? That doesn't seem like the end of the world. She fits in just right here. Everything seems to be working out well. Besides the given Oscar once in a while, and also that case got entirely thrown out because it was completely stupid. It was just entertaining for shits and giggles, which I'm like, yeah, that should have been thrown out the moment he fucking pitched the pitch. But you know what, it is what it is from that point. It is what it is. So yeah, and they're like, yeah, let's do that. We're going to take this person in and become parents to her. However, sadly, Gray's wife shows up with the real family member. He's from Miami. Well, he's from Tampa, Florida, and he's here to take her to her new home back in Florida. And he's like, yeah, that's it. I was honestly thinking, are they going to argue for this girl? Are they really going to do that? Because here's a biological human being that relates to them. It's yeah, why would they side with you? Two people who have little to no connection to this woman, to this little baby girl. But But they managed to say a little bit of like a goodbye, just like, bye, just like a cute goodbye, like not like a real like somber goodbye, but more like a very like attractive thank you, thank you. And they both are like train wrecks now, because like they had that little taste of parenthood again, and they're like, oh no, what has happened? And I'm like, oh boy. Oh boy, boy. But to really wrap up the episode, Bradford's still watching David the Schmoozie's character as he leaves his household, indicating that Bradford might not quite be done with this sort of line yet. He might still have a little ways to go, mind you, before this is all said and done. But that was it for this week's episode of The Rookie. Yeah, I thought this was still good. I definitely do see like really the... Like, they kind of, like, were trying to, like, they're focusing on, like, Nolan and Bailey potentially being parents. Bradford kind of not going rogue, per se, but, like, kind of, like, just doing his own off-the-books thing, Definitely I saw the value in that. Aaron's still striking out with the ladies. It's just still hilarious to see all that point. But besides that, Nolan and Bailey, like, again, like, I know people would say, like, oh, Nolan's basically, like, going back on the words he said back in season 2. I get that, but then again, he's with a different person. He's changed as a person. Things are different now. When he made that decision, he was still in the training program. He was still a rookie officer. Now he's a P2. He's in a TO, and so things have changed. Definitely there's more structure. There's definitely more of like a stronger foothold into this world. So Mike, maybe he's ready to do another 18-year commitment. Again, maybe he is ready for that. Who the heck really knows? That's still off in the winds in that one. I'm not 100% certain about that. Bradford going the path he does. I would have honestly liked to have a little bit more focus on that, really. Hopefully we'll get more of that next week. But like, getting limited moments, getting those limited scenes, we're like, yeah, we, as much as this show is Nathan Fillion's show, it is called The Rookie for a reason. The rest of the cast, they do deserve a piece of the pie as well. And this definitely serves as a moment to, like, yeah, for Bradford to get a little bit more time to shine, really, in his own personal story, his own personal development of part of his life he never thought he had to rehandle again, and he's currently going through. And definitely that comes into play with his relationship with Chen, how that's all going to play out. Who the heck knows? Who really the heck knows? When life and death is on the line, there's never a guarantee with that sort of thing. But with that being said, I am hopeful next week's episode is even more stronger than this one. Not to say this was weak. Not trying to say that's all. There was just certain opportunities they could have explored, but maybe they're just purposely pushing that off to next week to kind of have a much more tighter storyline. So we'll see how that all lines up again when we come back next week. But for now, this episode is still 2 thumbs up. I enjoyed it a lot. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this week's episode of The Rookie. I would love to hear your comments down below. As always, I would love to have a discussion with you down there. But I believe that's going to do it for me today, everyone. So if you're unaware, this has been What's Two from ActionX, reviewing every episode in the 6th season of The Rookie. If you want to know what we're doing normally, what we'll do beside our Rookie episode reviews. Tomorrow, we're back in the Walker universe. Well, just Walker again. They canceled that other show. It's literally like the 2 shows I was reviewing. They made spinoffs last year. I'm like, great, I have 4 shows to review. The 2 spinoffs get canceled, so we're still stuck with the 2 parents, which I'm like, damn. It was fun while it lasted. But we're back on Walker tomorrow. Season 4 episode reviews. Go check it out then. But if you don't care about The Rookie, you're in luck. We'll be back next week with another brand new episode review. So stay tuned until then. But again, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Like, favorite, share if you want to. And ring that bell for notification when our next video is live. But until we see each other again, thank you so much for watching. But until then, stay safe out there. Be good to each other. And as always, peace out.